Thanks for stopping by to watch this video. Today I'm going to talk about tyres, and do tyres matter when racing cyclocross? And if they matter, which is the best tyre? Because that's the one we all want to be on to help us win that race. In my first year racing cyclocross, I've tried different tyres. I've been on the wrong tyre most of the time, and I've had loads of advice given to me. Some people saying tyres don't matter, you can ride any tyre. Other people telling you need a wet, you need an intermediate, you need a dry. It can get confusing. But after a year of racing, the full season, I think I've got a pretty good idea now for the challenge range of tyres, which ones suit which conditions. Now there's other manufacturers out there, Schwalbe, Vegast, Continental, Michelin, they all do cyclocross tyres. You're welcome to pick any one. But for me, I've picked Challenge. They've got a good range that I think covers the conditions in the UK that we need. Now again today I'm going to talk about tubeless tyres. I'm not really referring to tubular tyres. Different video for that. Check out the link in the description if you want to see my thoughts on tubular or tubeless tyres. But for today, let's just talk about which model of tyre for which conditions. So Challenge, 4 main tyre types for cyclocross. Chicane, file tread, dry, fast, hard packed courses, suitable for the beginning of the season. Griffo, great intermediate tyre, more keen to the drier courses, but they can deal with a little bit of damp mud. Nothing too sticky or they will clog up, but they're great over routes and they're a fast tyre. Baby Limus, handles the mud well, sticky mud, really sheds off it nicely, but still maintains a little bit of speed. Not quite as quick as the Griffo, but it does come with a little bit more grip on the front end, in my opinion, and it sheds the mud nicely. Full Limus, if it's muddy, wet and sloppy, that's the tyre you need, because the others ain't doing the job. Now, which tyre should you select for your racing? Well, it all depends. You need to be on the right tyre for the right conditions at the time you're racing. Now that's easier said than done. The course can be muddy first thing in the morning, but as it progresses during the day, if your race is a bit later in the day and there's a breeze, that course might dry out. Happened to me a couple of weeks ago, course dried out a bit, sticky mud, and I'm on a full mud. Slow. The other thing I did was I picked the tyre based on a small section of course that had become very muddy. Now, I couldn't even ride that course with full muds on. So I'd picked a mud tyre to ride a part of the course that I couldn't ride in the race. I would have been much better on a Baby Limus intermediate, much faster on the flat sections and the drier sections because I was running the other bit anyway. So don't obsess about the worst parts of the course. Look at the tyre that you need to use for the majority of the course. Also look at what is that tyre going to save you in time. Is putting a mud tyre on going to save you much time, or can you run those bits? Or just go a bit more cautious through those bits on an intermediate such as a Griffo or a Baby Limus, but you'll have the speed on the other sections of the course that are cleaner, less muddy, more open, less technical. Or is a lot of the course muddy and actually you'd rather sacrifice the speed for that little bit of grip? Now don't forget, you don't need to pick one set of tyres. Yes, you could have a full Limus, but you could also just as easily put a full Limus on the front and a Baby Limus on the rear. Particularly in the summer, you might want for the early dry races in the UK, a chicane on the rear, really fast, Griffo on the front, a little bit more grip. If it's a dry course and the dirt's got a bit loose, you might want that little bit of grip that a chicane just won't quite grab. And again, as the season progresses, you might do a Griffo rear and a Baby Limus front. So don't think, oh, I've got to have both tyres the same. Use your noddle. Where do you want the grip? Pick smart. Now, ideally, you're going to have more than one set of wheels for your bike. You can't be pulling tyres off, tubeless tyres, sealant everywhere at a race. You're going to have to set up a couple of sets. Now for me, next season, 24-25, I'm planning on running 2 sets of wheels, budget permitting. Now if any wheel suppliers out there want to get in touch and help support me racing next year and show what a difference their wheels make and how much I'll improve racing them, hit me up. Contact details are in the description. Same with tyres. Challenge, you want to get in touch, support me racing, hit me up. I'm happy to talk. But, like I said, I'm going to run 2 sets of wheels. I'll start with Griffos and Baby Liners on each set. Then as the season progresses, I'll probably swap out the front Griffo for a full Linus. It will just give me more scope. If it's really wet, I can prep for that week coming up and go, right, I'm going to put full Linus on. It's a bit of messing about. It's going to be reseating tyres, but I will have 2 sets that are going to give me the best options from the forecast for that weekend. Ideal circumstance, you'd have 3 sets of wheels. If you loaded them at the start of the season with chicanes, Griffos and Baby Linus, and then as the season progresses in the UK and the courses get a bit wetter, swap your chicanes out for full Linuses, you'd have the perfect setup where you could mix and match to give you the perfect tyres, I believe, for racing in the UK. And by having all 3 sets of wheels, the same manufacturer, you're not going to have to faff around relining calipers. You know what it's like. You got one mate, maybe Ceros. We got a set of Ceros on there. You pop them on and they're, you know, great. All the discs line up. Then you pop some fast forwards on that you happen to have or for your spare set. Oh, the discs are out by a mil. Got to realign. Don't want them rubbing during the race. Got to be the same set of wheels for me. Now, hopefully that is going to lead me to some great racing next year. And hopefully you've found my thoughts on tyres for next year's racing helpful, and it's let you think about what tyres will be suitable for you for your next year's racing. Now if you've got some ideas, stick them in the comments. Give me your suggestions. I've not made any decisions permanent yet. I've not spent any cash, but I'm thinking about it, so if there's any offers, I can take advantage. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the subscribe button. Got a lot more people watching the videos than I've got subscribers at the moment, so there's a lot of you out there not subscribed. Whack that subscribe button. It's really going to help the channel out over summer. And I've got some great videos coming from the rides over summer, so be warned. I'm going to be hitting you up hard, even though cyclocross season's coming to an end. And remember, hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video. Share it out to your friends, see what they think.